Thank you for welcoming us. And thank you for the last 5 weeks as we have gone through this journey through the Old Testament. As Tom has mentioned, we're going to do a final review of that today before we transition into a more traditional message. But if you are new with us here today, I don't want you to be alarmed. It's going to be different in a moment. You're going to see things in a worship center here that you don't often see in the life of the church. And we have been going through learning this unique tool on how to put together key people, places, and events in the Old Testament in order. And some of you have lost count of how many. I counted it the other. It's 110. And we're going to do the review. And so if you're new, I think the folks that are regular here kind of know this by now. They're not too shocked at this point. But, just kind of take your risks and go like that, everyone. Come on now. Do that with me. I know you don't get asked to do that. And just kind of put your arms up, get stretched out. Very good. Watch the person on your right or left. I think we're ready. Now, we're going to do this twice. But I'm not going to do any of the commentary or teaching in between. And in the middle, I'm going to pause for a moment. And before I ask you to stand and go through the journey through the Old Testament, let me remind you again, what is the message of the Old Testament? The message of the Old Testament is this: God is about creating a community of people. He's been about that all through the centuries. A community of people who would relate to Him by faith, trusting in Him, and to one another in love, so that He could bless that community, and through that community, bless the world. That's the message of the Old Testament. Everything we're going to do in these next few minutes are saying that message over and over and over again. All right, I've given you a little bit of a rest. Now I want you to stand. Come on, stand again. Would you stand? And if you're new, just kind of do what we're doing up here, or I'm doing up here, or you see next to you, and you will do fine. You just move your arms and you'll be in wonderful shape. Don't feel like you're going to stand out. Are you ready to do this again? Okay, let's go from the beginning, the book of Genesis, all the way through the book of Malachi. Are you ready? Here we go. Creation, fall, flood, nations, 4,000 years, Persian Gulf, salt, Sarah, Abraham, Lot, Terah, excellent, Tigris, Euphrates, Haran, Paradise, Sea of Galilee, Jordan River, Dead Sea, Mediterranean, Israel, Ishmael, Isaac, Esau, Jacob, Joseph, Egypt, Jews, Egypt, 400 years, bondage, Moses, let my people go. Nope. 10 plagues, Passover, Red Sea, Mount Sinai, law, tabernacle, Levites and priests, offerings and feasts, counting the faces, Kadesh oasis, 12 spies, wandering, dies, Moab, Moses, second law, dies. Let's keep going. Joshua, Jordan, Jericho, divide and conquer, south to north, divide and settle, 12 tribes, Judges, 400 years, Deborah, Gideon, Samson. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes, except Ruth and Samuel, United Kingdom, 120 years. Saul had no heart. David had a whole heart. Solomon had a half a heart. divided kingdom, 400 years, north, south, Israel, Judah, 19 kings, 20 kings, no good kings, 8 good kings. Prophets speak, shape up or ship out. Assyria, Israel, scattered. Babylonia, Judah, exile, 70 years. Persia, Judah, returns. Zerubbabel, temple. Esther, queen. Ezra, people. Nehemiah, walls. 400 years, silence, Christ. Excellent. Give yourself a... Have a seat. Have a seat. Now, catch your breath, because we're going to do it, believe it or not, one more time, only one more time. And I want you to catch your breath. I have some volunteers, 2 of them are going to pass out outlines. Everything we just reviewed is in that half-page outline. There are blank fill-in-the-spots so you can practice, and there's a key at the end with all of the answers. In addition, on the back table, we still have a few we've printed over 20 copies of these workbooks. We've got 3 left. If you're able to make a donation to cover the printing costs, that's helpful. If not, that's okay too. And if all of the workbooks are gone, there's a sheet that you can sign up on, and we will print them. You sign up, and if you're able to leave a contribution, great, and then you can pick them up the next week. Now, in addition, if you've kind of missed a Sunday and you haven't been able to be here, understandable. All of these outlines that we've had for each week are stapled together. They're in the back, and you can have that. Just pick that up, and we're glad for you to use that. In addition, remember we've talked about this schedule of how to read through the Bible in a year. That is back there. There are 1-page sheets, and you can pick that up if you are encouraged and you're ready to read through the Scriptures. Now, we're going to do it one more time, but no prompting on the slides. No help in that way. You're going to have to think in your mind, and if you just get lost, just see what I'm doing up here, and hopefully that will trigger your memory. Now, the reason we've put hand gestures to this is not to be kid-like in our learning. It's because we learn better when our whole body is involved. And we've used the key phrases and asked you to say it out loud, because when you say it out loud, we learn better as well. And we've even tried to have a little fun. Can we have fun in church? Because when we do, we learn better on top of all of that. And so all of these last 5 weeks have come to this moment now. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to stand again, put your notes down, your pens, anything in your hands, and try to do this one last time, and then you're on your own. And at the end of the service today, I have a couple of challenges for you on how to take what you have learned and use it in a way that would not only honor the Lord, but would impact even the next generation. All right. Are you ready? Come on, stand up. One more time. And those of you in the I'm glad that you're here. If you can't stand, that's fine. Or you don't want to stand, that's okay too. You're invited to. Again, if you're new, I know this is all new to you. Just follow along and have fun, and this will work just fine. Now, some of the folks in the room know what I'm getting at when I ask the question, are you ready? Yes. Okay, let's do this from the beginning. Book of Genesis, one time. Let's do it well. Ready, set, go. Creation, fall, flood, nations, 4,000 years. Persian Gulf, Salt, Sarah, Abraham, Lot, Terah, Tigris, Euphrates, Haran, Terah dies, Sea of Galilee, Jordan River, Dead Sea, Mediterranean, Israel, Ishmael, Isaac, Esau, Jacob, Joseph, Egypt. Jews, Egypt. 400 years bondage. Moses, let my people go. Pharaoh, no. 10 plagues. Passover, Red Sea, Mount Sinai, law, tabernacle, Levites and priests, offerings and feasts, counting the faces, Kadesh oasis, 12 spies wandering, dies, Moab, Moses, second law, dies, Joshua, Jordan, Jericho, divide and conquer, south to north, divide and settle, 12 tribes, Judges, 400 years, Deborah, Gideon, Samson, everyone did what was right in his own eye except Ruth and Samuel. United Kingdom, 120 years. Saul had no heart. David had a whole heart. Solomon had a half a heart. Divided kingdom, north, south, Israel, Judah, 19 kings, 20 kings, no good kings, 8 good kings. Prophets speak, shape up or ship out. Assyria, Israel scattered, Babylonia, Judah, exile, 70 years, Persia, Judah returns, Zerubbabel, temple, Esther, queen, Ezra, people, Nehemiah, walls, 400 years, silence, Christ. Excellent. Have a seat, everyone. You did well.